Ryan Martinez taking on Mike Wessel. This one at heavyweight, which is awesome. Always like to see heavyweight fights. Martinez is 7-1. Wessel is 11-4. Martinez coming off a unanimous decision win over a 5-3 fighter named Cody Griffin. That was on January 21st of this year for the Pro Elite promotion out in Hawaii. Martinez has 3 of 7 wins via knockout, 2 submissions, and 2 decision victories. He has lost only once. It was a TKO loss, though, to an 8-2 fighter named Derek Lewis. That was in July of 2010. He actually only made his pro debut in January 2010 and is currently riding a 5-fight win streak. Martinez is from Greeley, Colorado. He'll be making his Bellator debut here and is 30 years old. His opponent, Mike Wessel, he's from Little Rock, Arkansas. He's 34 years old, made his pro debut in 2007. He is coming off a TKO victory over a 6-9 fighter named Mike Kovacs. That was on June 16th in Springfield, Missouri. He's got 7 of 11 wins via knockout with 3 decisions and 1 submission. So both of these guys have won the majority of their fights via KO. When you got 2 heavyweights that do that kind of thing, you're looking for a good fight. Wessel, though, has been knocked out 3 times in his career and submitted once for 4 overall losses. He was actually knocked out in the UFC. He fought at UFC 92 back in 2008, losing via knockout to Anthony Hardunk, who was a very, very tough kickboxer in the UFC. So Wessel, he's fought some tough competition, but fought a guy with a losing record and beat him. Knocked him out, though, in his last fight. Martinez beat a guy with a winning record via decision in his last fight. Martinez slightly younger. This is an interesting matchup. I like this very, very much. Wessel and Martinez could be some fireworks. I expect a great fight at heavyweight on Friday night here on the main card of Bellator.
Yeah, I find this fight extremely hard to pick. Wessel with that UFC experience. He's won his last 3 out of his last 4, whereas Martinez is on a 5-fight win streak. Nonetheless, Wessel has not looked that bad in his past fights. Both guys making their Bellator debut. This is a big test. I think Wessel wants to advance, but so does Martinez. This is one of the tougher fights to call on this card, but I think I'm going to lean towards Ryan Martinez at 30 years old, defeating the older Wessel, who is 34 years old, and perhaps earn himself a shot in a Bellator heavyweight tournament. Yeah,
I think it's very possible that the winner of this fight gets a shot in one of those tournaments, and I like Ryan Martinez as well. The fact that he is on a 5-fight win streak, the fact that he only lost that one fight, and that one fight was, early on in his career, the first few months of his career. I'm going to go with Ryan Martinez. I think he's got more of an upside. He's got youth on his side. I like Martinez to beat Mike Wessel. Could be a great fight, though. We get to the double main event of Bellator 73 going down this Friday night. You'll be able to watch those fights, by the way, on Spike.com. If you don't have the internet, I don't know. Get the internet. I mean, really. Just getting ringsidereport.net alone and following us on Twitter is worth the price of internet. So invest in internet. It's good for you. Internet is good for you. If not, if you're listening in the United States, you can watch it on MTV2 if you don't have the internet. But if you're listening in Canada, you're out of luck unless you have Spike.com, because it's not going to be on TV live here in Canada. They might air it on the Score on Saturday or something, but who wants to see fights when they've already happened? Am I right? Come on. Let's get to Travis Vegh taking on Attila Vegh. Travis Vegh, one of the most active fighters with the most fights under his belt in all of professional mixed martial arts. This one is the final of the light heavyweight tournament, and Travis Vegh actually has a victory over the champion, Christian Mpumbu. So if he can beat Attila Vegh, he'll get a rematch with Mpumbu and could become that next champion as the winner of the tournaments, of course, get title shots in Bellator. This one for the light heavyweight tournament final. Travis Vegh, 68 victories and 14 losses. Attila Vegh, 27 wins and 4 losses. Vegh coming off a unanimous decision win over a 9-2 fighter named Tim Carpenter. That was on July 20th in his semifinal bout at Bellator 72 in Tampa, Florida, while Attila Vegh coming off a split decision win over 28-7 Emmanuel Newton in his semifinal bout at Bellator 72. Both of these guys like the submission. Travis Wiuff, 23 of 68 wins via tap-out. Attila Vegh, 11 of 27 wins via tap-out. But Wiuff has 23 decision victories and 22 knockouts. Vegh has 9 knockouts and only 7 decision wins. Wiuff has been knocked out 7 times for 14 losses. 5 of those are via submission and twice only via decision. Vegh has lost only 4 times, twice via decision, 1 via knockout, and 1 via submission. But Vegh is currently riding a 7-fight win streak. Wiuff, though, riding a 6-fight win streak. Wiuff is 4-0 in Bellator, while Vegh is 3-0 in Bellator. Wiuff made his professional debut in 2001, while Vegh made his in 2008. Wiuff is 34 years old from Rochester, Minnesota, while Vegh, 27 years old, from Slovakia. What a fight we have here on Friday night. Travis Wiuff and Attila Vegh, very, very tough to call here.
I don't think it's tough to call at all. I'm going with Wiuff on this one. I think he dominated Tim Carpenter, whereas Attila Vegh stole that split decision from Emmanuel Newton, who I believe really won that fight. Vegh did nothing in that fight, whereas Wiuff was dominant. He wrestled. He just picked Tim Carpenter apart and put him in his place, whereas Vegh kind of stood there and took punishment and, bafflingly enough, won a round or 2 rounds, according to one of the other judges. I thought that was a ridiculous fight. I like Wiuff in this fight 100%.
Wow. Passionate about Travis Wiuff.
I was very mad at that Attila Vegh fight.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird decision there, but Attila's looked good in the past. He didn't look great in that last fight. Maybe the tournament is starting to wear on him. I would also pick Travis Wiuff. I think Attila, though, he's a very tough guy. He's a very tough fighter, and he's going to bring the fight, I think, to Travis Wiuff. I think that stylistically it's an interesting matchup, but I'm going to go with Travis Wiuff. I'm going to go with Big Tuna. And if I was on the fence before, I'm convinced now.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Big